Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here, and in today's episode we're doing another special event, and this one was voted for in a previous episode. Now this one's called Rings at the Ring in the awesome Audi R8 Ultra. Now this car is super powerful as well. It's got 570 brake horsepower. It doesn't list the top speed or a 0 to 100, but I know it's damn quick. And I'm not sure how this handles. I haven't driven this car yet, so let's have a look at these ends. Oh, this is 10 laps. So this is 10 laps around Nürburgring GP. I think I'm going to leave it on easy. I've never driven the car. I don't know what it's going to be like. Let's just change the settings as well. I think I'm going to turn traction control off. I actually prefer the experience without it. ABS I'll leave on factory. Stability control off. And we'll see how it is. I mean, if it's too easy, I will probably reset it and start again on a harder level. Plus, guys, I might have to break this up. Split it up 10 laps. We'll see how it is. If it's a really neck and neck race, I'll do the whole 10 laps, but if not, I'll break it down, guys. I hope you enjoy it. So let's get straight into the racing. So here we go. Right, so here we go with this race in the Audi R8 Ultra around Nürburgring GP. Now we start in 15th place, but we have got 10 laps. So there's quite a few laps to hopefully get past this entire field and get to the front. So we've only got it on easy, but sometimes these races on these short circuits, really tight circuits, are really hard to get through the field, but hopefully we can do it within the 10 laps. And we're not using traction control on this car again, like when we raced the Ferrari XX Evo round here. It was really hard to handle that one, but this one's got slightly less brake horsepower. It's not as quick, I don't think, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Oh god, it feels there's quite a bit of grip there, so we've managed to slip past another car there. Can get another one in this corner? Yes, we can. So we're up to P11. That's not a bad start. If we can take a few cars each lap, hopefully we can get to the front. But as you know, in these races, if you don't get to the front really early, then you're not going to catch the cars in front, because they will just keep on pulling away. Even if they're probably driving at the same sort of pace. Right, we really need to get past. They're all like driving in a line here, so we're going to have to try and just like dart past them when we can. So let's see if we can take a better line through here. We might be able to get a few into this corner if we get a nice tight line. No, they're going to hold that line. Let's try and get nice and tight and get a good drive out. It doesn't accelerate as quick as the Evo either, but it's still pretty quick. I do like the R8s, very nice cars. I'm not sure whether I would ever buy one if I had the money. I do like them, but I don't think I like them enough to choose them over a lot of other cars. I mean, so far the Ferraris are standing out for me on this game so far. So, but we've still got plenty of cars to go through on this game. Oh god, a bit of tyre smoke there, as that car sort of lost it on that corner. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. It's lost a bit of speed through there. Let's see if we can take a few. As you can see, the cars in front are really starting to pull away now. They're probably about 4 or 5 seconds ahead. So we're going to have to really get on it here on these first couple of laps. Right, try and just take a decent line through here. And accelerate onto a bit too much curb there. Right, let's try and take... Oh, they're really holding the lines as well. Yeah, God, really struggling to make a progress. We've managed to get past a few cars, but that's not enough. Right, let's see if we can dart up the inside here and try and take a few in this corner. This is a decent corner to try and take a few places. Right, let's dart down the inside. That's one car. Get nice and tight, and we've taken one place. Can we take two? I think we can get nice and tight into this corner. Yes, we've got right. Oh god, bit of contact there as he wanted to come up the inside, but I held that place. Oh no, he's gone up the inside. Oh, we've got a little bit of a battle here. Let's try and take a little bit wider so we don't get smashed out. The AI can be really aggressive early on in these races. No, we've managed to hold that place, but that was a bit of a scare there. And we're up to P9, so we've taken a couple of places on this second lap. Let's see if we can take a few more if we can. We need to get a little bit closer, get a bit faster through the corners. And now we've got a bit of heat in the tyres. Hopefully we can start pushing this car as well and try and improve our times. Hopefully we can get close to the fastest time round here. That's the only way we're going to catch the cars at the front. Right, let's try and go really tight into this corner and get a better drive out. Keep it off the curb and accelerate. That's not too bad. It's nice and smooth through there, but we still are not catching up the car in front, so we need to improve through there. Oh god, it's not as stable through there as I'd like, but like I said, we're on the default settings. We haven't adjusted the car at all, so you could make it a lot more stable with a setup. I know a few people have already done that on this car. I've seen on YouTube. So I might have to have a look in what sort of adjustments people are making and make a few myself, because I will probably race this a few times. I do like all these cars are brilliant, so see if we can catch up. We need to take a few more places then, just a couple, if we want to get to the front. I might have to, I might break this video down if there's a few laps where there's just no progress. But we'll see how we go. It's been okay at the moment. Right, let's see if we can get a bit closer to these cars in front. That's a faster lap by us. I'm not sure whether that's going to be really quick. Let's see what sort of time that was. So we've just done a 2:04.9. And let's just wait to see who's running the fastest. It's going to be one of the cars in front, I would have thought. Right, let's take an inside line here. Can we take another place? Yes, so we take another place. We're up to P8. And we held it really tight there. Get nice and tight again. And we've got a Z4 in front of us. Let's see if we can catch up with that. So there's a bit of a mixture of cars in this race. They're not all the same vehicles. It's a mixture of BMWs and Audis. So let's see if we can get a nice tight line there. That's a good line through there. That was awesome. So we got a good drive through there, and we've managed to take another place. That's awesome. So we've taken another 2 places, and we're up to 7th. And we're on the 3rd lap. So there's so many laps to go. And we've got to drive really carefully as well, guys, because I think in a 10-lap race, you're definitely going to feel tyre wear in this one. Like, you feed it over 6 laps, so 4 more laps, it's definitely going to affect us towards the end of the race, because we have got tyre wear on. So we're definitely going to feel that towards the end of the race. So we're going to have to try and conserve our tyres, not overdo it. So we've got a decent enough grip towards the remaining laps, so we can still hold on if we can get to the front, that is. And those 3 are really having a battle up in front, and that one's got slight contact. Can I take advantage of that? Yes, got a nice drive, and I'm going to take advantage. Yes, I do. So we slip past that car up to 6th. Thank you very much. Now, sometimes the AI battle with each other, and you've got to be there when they make mistakes, and that was awesome there. So we're up to P6, and we are closing down on the leading group, and that is good early on in this race. But that car behind me wasn't happy with that, and he's got right in my slipstream, and he's going to try and push me into a mistake. So I've got to be careful into this slow corner here, and he doesn't use me as a brake and pile me off the track. No, he didn't get close enough, but he is really putting the pressure on. It's another R8 behind me, so we've got to be careful we don't make any mistakes. And this was a slower lap, so I didn't improve on that lap, so I'm going to have to really put the hammer down and really start putting in the laps now. So that was only 2:05, so we really slowed down on that lap. We was held up a little bit. We need to get that time down if we want to catch. Let's see if we can take another place. Can we get down the inside? Oh, God, almost went straight into that car there, but we've managed to slam the brakes on. Right, let's just hold it into that corner and try and get a nice tight line and drive it down the hill. Can we take it in this corner? Can we get close enough? We've taken a risk. Oh, God, a bit of contact, a bit of a slide there, but I've managed just to hold on to it, and I'm taking that wider line so I don't get cracked back onto the curb and accelerate. Yes, we do. We make the pass. Get nice and tight into that corner, and we are closing on the leading group here. And if we can get past these 3, we might be able to close down the leader, which has pulled out quite a decent gap in front of these 3. So we are running over a second quicker on this lap, so this is a massive improvement, and we are starting to really get into the rhythm of this race now. If we can get past these 3, we might have a chance of catching the leader in the remaining laps. You never know. But that car made a bit of a mistake there, went out wide and went on the curb. We might have an opportunity to get past him into this corner if we can just get a little bit of a decent line through here. Can we get it up the inside? No, 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 no. He's going to turn right inside onto the curb there. That's a really good defensive move. So we are being held up here, and we're losing the time that we've gained at the start of this 5th lap, and we need to really, really push if we want to catch and get past these 3. So that's really started putting our foot down. We've got to get past. We are really feeling this car now. We're getting right in the rhythm, and this thing does handle pretty well. So let's see if we can get nice and tight into that corner, get a good drive. We've got to try and get that time down if we want to get close to the leader. And I can't even see him in the distance now. He must have pulled a massive gap. This is may only be a finish for 2nd place at the moment. I just can't see us catching the leading racer, but that's the thing, guys. Like I said at the start of the video, if I put it on any harder level with this amount of opponents, it is so hard to get through the field on a track like this, even on the easy level, because there's not that many areas to get past. Right, that's a nice tight line there. Get a nice drive out this corner, and this is going to be our fastest lap of the race and over the finish line. So Let's see what time that's got. So it's a 2:04.4. That's not super quick. We can still do better. I know we can. Right, we managed to get past that car, so we're up to P4, and we try and get past these two, and hopefully we won't start feeling too much tyre wear yet. We're only on the 6th lap, so this is about the time you would feel tyre wear, because a lot of the races I've done so far in this game have only been 6 laps. This is our first 10-lap race, so this is going to be a real test of how the car reacts when we get to those sort of stages around a circuit like this where you are losing a lot of tyre wear. So that's really starts trying to make sure that we don't overdo it into the corners, because I don't want to lose it now. We've had a half decent race. It hasn't been the quickest, but we've enjoyed it so far, so we don't want to ruin it. So let's see if we can just get close to these two and hopefully get past these before the last couple of laps and just see what we can do. And see if when we get past these two, we can start really putting faster times in, because we've always been held up by other cars. So let's see if we can just get past these two in this next lap or so and see what happens. Right, let's go faster through here. Still feeling quite a decent amount of grip on this car, so that is a good sign. That we've been pretty good. We haven't overdone it. We've been quite gentle on the brakes and kept it nice and tight into the corners. And see if we can just get a little bit closer towards the end of this lap. We need to get past these two soon. Right, so got slightly onto the curb there. We lost a bit of time through there, so this lap has been slightly slower so far. Let's see if we can just improve through this section. We need to nail it through here and get that time down, so we're running faster every lap. Show a bit of improvement. Oh God, left the braking really late there onto the curb, but just managed to maintain the speed. That's not the quickest we've done that so far, but that's not bad. And accelerate. Right, let's get right in his slipstream and hopefully we can dart past him into that slow corner. So that was a slightly slower lap, only a little bit slower, but still we need to get down to 203s or 202s to have a chance. And we've taken that place, so we're up to P3. So we're in a podium position here. Let's see if we can just push this car. Oh God, a bit of a slide there. Is that tyre wear, or was that just me just overdoing it in that corner? We're not sure, but we are going to start feeling it into the last couple of laps, so we're going to have to be really careful that we don't lose it. Right, to get nice and tight to there. And there, stay off the curbs and accelerate. That's not bad, nice and smooth. And we've managed to pull away from the group behind us. That's awesome. Let's just try and push this car into a mistake now, and let's see if we can get past before the end of this lap. And then it'll just be down to the last 3 laps whether we can catch the lead. I still can't see him in the distance. He must be a fair distance in front. It's a shame it doesn't tell you the gaps, but I can't even see him, so it's going to be a really, really big gap, so I can't see us catching him. But second place would be a decent result. Getting through 13 other vehicles in a few laps has been pretty good, and we've improved through that section, so could this be our fastest lap? Nice decent speed through there, and hold it. So we're running just over half a second quicker. Let's keep this up. Slow it down, slow it down. Can we take him on this corner? Yes, we do. Awesome. So we are starting to improve on our laps. We've just done our fastest lap, so that was a 2:03.9. Still not as quick as I would like, but now we haven't got any cars in front of us. All we can do now is just keep on putting our foot down, try and improve, and hopefully we can catch the lead of the race. But I still can't see him, so I just don't think that's going to happen. But I'm not even sure what sort of car is in front. I think it's a Z4, but I'm not sure on that. I can't remember when the fastest time came up whether it was that car in front. We are not sure, but we will just keep on going until we can see him. So let's see if we can just start improving and not make any mistakes, because that car behind is still quite close. And to see if we can just get a little bit closer and just take we'll take an odd risk here and there if we can into the corners, but I don't want to overdo it, because second place would still be a good result. This has been quite a long race. I might have to break it down, guys. There has been quite a few moments where I've been stuck behind a few cars for quite a few laps, but hopefully what you've seen has been quite a nip and tuck race. There has been a lot of battling, there's been a few contacts here and there, and the AI have been quite aggressive into the corners. I've had a few contacts here and there, nothing substantial, nothing that I haven't managed to fight off. But this car behind us is not letting up. He's definitely thinking that he wants to get back into second place. So let's just try and be careful. I'm starting to feel a little bit of tyre wear now as I'm under braking. I'm feeling it slide slightly bit more and the wheels locking up. So, oh God, really felt it then. It was really, really dodgy through there, but we've managed just to get through there okay and keep the lead. Right, let's try and get a nice line through here. Definitely sliding a little bit more. The tyre wear is really low now. God dear, that was a bit of a moment. Really losing it in the corners now through a lack of grip. So we're going to have to be careful into this one. Slow it down. And again, the wheels are locked up and it's sliding. We've got to be so careful. The cars are catching up with us and we could really ruin this race on this last lap. We've only got half the circuit to go. We've just got to be a little bit careful through the corners now that we don't overdo it. Oh God, really, really struggling. It's not handling as well. And I thought this would happen to the into the last couple of laps. I said it might do, as we haven't done a race this long on this game yet with the tyre wear, and we are really struggling. But we've just got to try and be really defensive if we can and make sure we don't make any mistakes. But this car behind us is not hamming any of it. He's really getting right behind me and it's really going to pose a problem into these slow corners. But we've only got a few corners left. Can we hold on to it? I think he's going to go for it. He's going to go around the outside. We've got to be careful. Slow it down, get into this corner. Oh God, a bit of contact there. Oh, I've just managed to hold on to it. Oh my God, that was close. I thought I was a goner there. He smacked straight into the side of my car, but luckily I managed to hold on to that, and I think we're just going to manage to get to the finish line and take second place. But boy, was that close. That car almost had me right at the end, and there you go, guys. God dear, that was a tricky last lap. That car made contact with me through that chicane before the final corner, but just managed to hold on to it to finish second. But that was a really good race, guys. Really hard in the remaining laps as the tyre wear started to affect the times and stuff and the grip. But apart from that, it was really good. And I reckon if I wasn't held up so much at the start of the race, I might have been able to catch up the leader of the race. But second place was still good. I'd like to have another go at that, maybe on a harder level as well. Now I know what the car's like, but that was definitely fun. Please give this a thumbs up and sub if you haven't subbed already, and I will see you soon, guys, for more. Thank you and bye bye.